G'day, Recons video on Sunday, the 16th of April, 2023, just gone 3:29 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So, time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I am seeing on my charts. It's taken me a while this morning, Sunday morning, to kind of go through my charts and get my thoughts together. I don't think I've necessarily kind of got them together. I think this is going to be more a stream of consciousness, but going to show you some longer time frame charts plus the NASDAQ chart today, because that's what's kind of got me interested at the moment. I think the bond market is in a really precarious position, and we've got all of the hard assets kind of starting to really stretch their legs and kind of go places. You know, gold, silver, Bitcoin, equities, crude, and so on. And yeah, just going to show you those longer time frame charts to see what is potentially lining up for the next couple of weeks. So let's start with the NASDAQ chart here. Don't show you this chart often, but the NASDAQ's been the strongest of all of the equities markets that we've seen over the last kind of couple of months. And we've got a big things happen at triples signal this weekend, and that's going to be important kind of going forward. So first of all, this is the traditional view of the better indicators on two charts kind of side by side. Everything to do with volume on the left-hand side, with better momentum, which is a volume-based momentum indicator, and better pro-am, which uses the average trade size to identify professional and amateur activity over here. And then on the right-hand side, we've got better sine wave, the plate of spaghetti beneath the price bars, which calculates the cyclical activity in three different time frames. And we use the breaks of those cyclical support and resistance levels to identify breaks into trending moves. And what we have on the daily chart, the NASDAQ, is a triple here. So here we go. We've got resistance on the intermediate time frame, the highest time frame, and the lowest time frame. You put that on the chart there, bang, SR 1, 2, and 3. So that's support resistance 1, that's the lowest time frame, 2 is the intermediate time frame, and 3 is the highest time frame. They're nice and kind of close together, very close together in fact, which is what I like for kind of big kind of trending moves. And yes, we have exhaustion buy at this point. I always talk about exhaustion patterns kind of getting the move going and then ending the move. So the question is that it for this move? You know, we kind of got the exhaustion pattern buying those lows, kind of getting this move going, breaking out of that channel, and does it just peter out here, you know, a couple of hundred points after the breakout, and then it just kind of turns around and goes test the low again? We put in a blue professional bar down here. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're going to bust out of this level on Monday, Tuesday, and I think we're going to have a big week, and I think it's going to lead to bigger weeks. That's my bias. The bias is because of momentum. It's like we're moving in this direction. We're in an uptrend because the background is printed in red, which means that on a price basis and a volume basis, we are in an uptrend in both. So we're breaking above resistances on price, and we've got blue professional bars in the background, and we've broken above the highs of those blue professional bars. So we're in an uptrend. So my bias would be, you know, go with the momentum. The triple pattern is kind of important, and what it means is it starts to break us into bigger kind of trending moves. And so we bust above, you know, resistance on the intermediate time frame. This thing's going to run pullback to end a trend on the intermediate time frame, which will be big. That'll go places. So let's wait and see. We'll know soon enough. You know, Monday, Tuesday, kind of getting above this level, and that'll be kind of good for equities. So it's a triple pattern on the NASDAQ. On the Emini here, what have we got? I don't think it's a triple necessarily. We've got our support on the intermediate time frame here. We've got resistance to put in at some point. So we might have a little bit of a day or two of resistance in order to kind of put that pattern in on the Emini before we kind of bust above it. And in terms of volume here, yeah, kind of being led by the amateurs a little bit, some flush patterns up there. But, you know, we didn't see any blue professional bars kind of taking profits and so on. So I'm still going to go with the momentum and say, look, on these daily charts, we're in an uptrend until we see blue professional bars kind of coming in. So have to kind of go with the flow. But it could be interesting this week. So let's go down some time frames, see what we can see. 135-minute chart, exactly 3 of these bars in a day session of the E-mini. Last time we took profits here at 4,200. Blue professional bars are the highs up here. And then here we had a little bit of a U-turn. Bang. They sell it down, they buy it up, bang. And we're led by the amateurs, a little Rambo pattern here, amateur up bars at that point. So we can expect a little bit of weakness after being led by the amateurs there. You know, on this chart here, we're in a we've got an uptrend, background in red, price bars in red, I think we're going to go have a look through 4,200 and see where it goes. 45 minute, here we go. Background in red. There's the last time the blue professional bars kind of came in here, bought the dip, and yep, being led by the amateurs recently, so a little bit of profit taking or a little bit of weakness afterwards. But the lows of that sequence of those amateur bars did not get broken, so that's kind of good. And the 15-minute chart here. So they pushed it down pretty hard at this point here. You can see the professionals kind of stepping in at the lows, and I don't think that is profit taking necessarily. I think what that is pushing it down, the market down, in order to buy in at those lows, kind of pushes back into that congestion zone, kind of waiting to break out again. And you can see here we've got supports and supports kind of going in. So and then the tip bar chart. Yep, we reach these highs, Rambo patterns, we kind of sell off. Rambo patterns, we bust above it a little bit, we kind of sell off. But these blue professional bars, potentially buying in anticipation of a breakout above this kind of 4180 level. So let's wait and see. We'll know soon enough on this, but I think my biases to the upside has been for a month or two on equities, and it could get interesting if we bust up through those levels. We can see some big days. In the last couple of weeks, the days have been fairly compressed. All right, now these are the minute bar charts. I call these kind of daily charts, but really they're minute, high time frame minute charts. And you'll see a range between 460 minutes to, where's another one? Most of these are 460. 367 for the AGs here, and 480 for Bitcoin and so on. This gives us exactly 3 bars per trading day. So it's not a daily chart, it's a multiple down from that. I like it as a time frame for each of these charts because it allows us to see some bigger time frame moves. Now, this is the chart that I'm really interested in, is the 10-year notes here. You can see, last year, October, November 2022, we kind of bottomed down here. Blue professional bars kind of come in. We get our triple signals here. So this chart setup uses the best of the better indicators, all 3 on one chart. And when we see all 3 kind of lining up together, we get these triple signals here. So a low being reached down here, exhaustion sell. Blue professional bars kind of come in. We break above the highs of that. We're cyclically oversold with the background in red here. We get some patterns kind of moving up. But what for me is like super important at the moment is this kind of resistance level here. We have touched this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then with Friday's activity, we broke into a downtrend here on 10 years. So you can see the bars have turned white there on a better sine wave. And so we're kind of under the lip in a way. Here we've got these blue professional bars that we've been playing with, are we busting up through them, we kind of keep on getting rejected. This whole area from the highs of those blue professional bars to the lows of those blue professional bars is a big channel. They were buying the lows here, but maybe they were kind of selling the highs here. And we've tested the high of this range. I think we're going to go test the lows of that range on blue professional bars. It doesn't mean necessarily that rates, if the 10 years kind of sell off, that rates are going up. It doesn't necessarily mean that in the long term rates are going to keep on going up. This could just be a short-term trade where the professionals do think that the market is going to go higher in bonds, but they're just pushing people out of the market, kind of freaking them out, and they'll take another opportunity down here to kind of step back in again. But that's not good in terms of kind of continuing to break up through the highs in the 10 years. We've been rejected at this level, and so we're selling off at the moment. So let's see if we get continuation of weakness in bonds on these higher time frame charts, and if these kind of continue to sell off at that point. So the 10 years is kind of interesting. And the result is that the capital is flowing into harder assets, and by that I mean things that are income producing or going to hold their value. And equities, here we are at 4,200, and we've had our signals kind of earlier on, last part of last year. We've been testing into these lows, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, a U-turn here on blue professional bars. So they sell it down, they buy it up. We've continued to have signs of strength, breaking up and up and up. Yep, they took profits here, but they pushed it down into 39, and that's held. And so the next look is potentially above 4,200 and looking above these kind of highs up here. We're talking 42.3 and a bit, and breaking out into a big uptrend on equities. So equities, being an income producing asset or a dividend producing kind of asset, is kind of where the money is flowing. And I've been a little bit surprised at the strength of the flow into, well, let's talk about Bitcoin. Here we go. You know, the lows down here with 16,000. We're up at 30,000. I talked about this last week that we were looking to break up through 28,000 and have a look through 30. And we did that, I think, on the Sunday night into Monday. Quickly got up to 30,000. The lows down here, nice signal, blue professional bars at the lows, sign of strength here. And this is a U-turn. You know, they sell it down in order to accumulate, and they buy it, bang, to push it up, force it into that zone where the blue professional bars were accumulating, bang, and we kind of force it back out again. We've got no blue professional bars at the highs. We've got no exhaustion buy at that point. Yes, we're overbought, the background in kind of grey, but no other signs of taking profit up here. So Bitcoin has surprised to the upside. Silver, big move in silver here from the lows down here at 18. We had some weakness. The blue professional bars kind of pick it up, bang, 26. And yep, some weakness on Friday. Sold down pretty hard, but that's not the end of that move because no blue professional bars, no exhaustion buy. So silver's still strong, although there is a little bit of profit taking happening at the moment. Same thing with gold. Kind of push it down. Look at all those gold signals back in October, November. Huge number of triples going on here. Blue professional bars selling it down. There were no blue professional bars taking profits at this peak here. They sold it down in order to accumulate it and then kind of bought it back up. And any weakness comes just a fraction into that kind of zone and then just bounces out from there. So we got gold kind of strong. And crude down here, we had a really nice signal in crude a couple of months ago. All the blue professional bars coming in at those lows at 64, 65, bang, we cracked up. This is a couple of weekends ago. We got the gap up buy when the news came out of Saudi that they were kind of reducing barrels produced. Bang, and we're kind of keeping going up. We're up at 82, 83 at the moment. No signs of weakness up here. We're not overbought. We don't have blue professional bars at the high. We don't have exhaustion buy. So we're in an uptrend on all of these kind of harder assets, if you like. And also, the ags have started to really move, or not really move, but show a sign of bottoming down here. Now, here's wheat, and all these blue professional bars kind of came in and bought it up. We had signals, and they come back to test, and a really strong bar at the close on Friday. I was long corn most of last week and then took profits too early because that corn chart really started to take off on into the Thursday into Friday. So the ags are looking strong at the moment. Soybeans not so much, but I'm thinking of jumping into corn, into wheat kind of first thing on Sunday, Monday. So all of those charts are looking pretty strong. I don't see so many patterns in terms of Forex, USD versus the different Forex markets. Yeah, the USD is weakening, and we got strength in, for example, Euro. So Euro bottomed down here. I'm not sure what those levels down there. Yeah, 97 down here. We had triple signals go off, and no blue professional bars taking profits up here. They sold it down in order to buy it up, bang. And so yes, on Friday we had some profit taking on the euro. Have to wait for the next signal kind of in on euro, but the euro is strong. I think the battle is, rather than between the USD and the different fiat currencies, I think it's between fiat currencies in general and these harder assets, where we're seeing gold and silver and Bitcoin and equities kind of going up, and then crude and the ags kind of also strengthening. So again, stream of consciousness, my apologies for that, but if we get a big break in equities on Monday, Tuesday above those levels, we could that could be exciting for this week. In terms of signals this week, there weren't too many. We had euro, so the beginning and the end of the weeks are marked with the solid yellow lines here. We were weak last week into the euro down here, and then we just bottomed and we broke into an uptrend here. The signal came pretty late, and we had some profit taking with the blue professional bars kind of come in here just above 111 on the euro. British pound, similar pattern here. Signals a little bit late. Some blue professional bars kind of taking profits, and they jammed it down at that point. No signals short there because we didn't have exhaustion buy. Aussie dollar, all the blue professional bars came in at 68 to take profits, and that had a big kind of move down Thursday, Friday. There we had signals in the prior week. It was super volatile on the Aussie. Down here we didn't have signals because there were no exhaustion sell or blue professional bars, but they pushed it back up and took profit 68. Japanese yen, we had signals during the week here, but it's really weakened again and come back in with blue professional bars. On the higher time frame chart, the Japanese yen doesn't look all that interesting, so I'm just wondering if that's going to keep on kind of going down. Equities, again, no signals. We had nice signals a couple of weeks ago at those lows. Bang, that's taken us into this kind of pattern here. No exhaustion buy at those highs. So we're not going to signal a triple, but so continuation potentially of the uptrend in equities. 10 years were weak. We had a signal a couple of weeks ago that was nice. We kind of weakened from there, but we'd never had signals at the high, no exhaustion buy, and so on. But on that longer time frame, almost daily chart on the 10-year, that didn't look very good. So let's see where the 10-year goes this week. And then let's look at gold on these charts. Taking profits, blue professional bars at those highs. No signals this week on gold. And silver, same deal. It was weaker Thursday, Friday, but no signals at those highs. And Bitcoin, nice signal kind of early in the week, getting out at that 28,000 level, bang. And there's those blue professional bars buying that breakout of that channel. So they weren't taking profits, they were getting the move going. That's a gathering pattern kind of, or busting us through that channel. And at these highs, no blue professional bars. So we're just settling down under 31,000 because we've gone up from the 28,000s to the 31,000s. It's kind of key levels. Bitcoin, so crude, we talked about this. We had this lovely signal a couple of weeks ago down here at 65s on crude. Bang, there we go. Nice signal, carried us all the way up into the 80s here. So well, we see a little bit of profit taking here, but no exhaustion buy. So all these charts are still in trending mode, but they've just uptrends, but they've just had some profit taking go on. Now, natural gas, my friend natural gas. So here's a better pattern from last week, because we had a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of coming at the lows, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, and we did get a nice signal there. So 95, 195 or whatever the level down here was, $2 psychologically is an important level. So they're just playing with us, and then we've broken into an uptrend. So let's see if natural gas kind of keeps on going. And copper. Copper weak here. Those lows we didn't have signals because not a bunch of blue professional bars. When they did come in here, we'd already had our exhaustion buy, so it didn't kind of work out in terms of a triple signal here. And then we took profits, or they took profits with some weakness on Friday, but not blue professional bars at the highs. So I don't know. That was why I was kind of long corn this week, but I took profits way too early on this. I think corn might be continuing higher because we also had the wheat chart looking strong as well. Soybeans, yeah, it's having trouble. Here we've got above 1520 signals kind of going on, and we're testing and testing at these levels. So let's see if soybeans kind of weakens below here and kind of shows a different pattern to corn and wheat. And then here's the wheat chart with a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of come in here. So we know this is an important level at 664 because we see all of these exhaustion blue professional bars kind of come in here. We rally, they take profits here at 720, which is nice. We come back down again to the bottom of that channel. There's our exhaustion sell signal. Blue professional bars kind of come in here. We're oversold. We haven't had a bullish divergence pattern yet, and so that's why we've not signaled at that point. But I like it when there's a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of testing in like that. So the ags are looking strong. Anyway, so there we go. Apologies, a little bit of a rambling video. Let's see what happens Monday, Tuesday. It's kind of interesting. And if we did get that break on the NASDAQ above those levels, that'll be kind of an interesting, kind of lead to an interesting couple of weeks. So hope your trading is going well. Looking forward to next week.